Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday, July 20th, 2026 regular council meeting. If I could please have you rise, we are going to do our Pledge of Allegiance and followed by a moment of silence as we humbly seek wisdom, clarity, and discernment in the work before us. May we be guided in service in this community with fairness, integrity, and responsibility. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. It's a lot cooler than being outside. We're going to start with recognition of the 4th of July Land and Boat Parade winners. Carolyn?
Mayor, Council, thank you for having me tonight. Can you hear me? Okay. This year, Tega celebrated two milestones. America's 250th birthday and the city's 44th birthday. It was 3 days of celebrations, and I'll tell you, it was scorcher in more ways than one. Between the heat and the excitement, this event lit fire on a fuse on our summer day. I'm excited to share highlights with you tonight, and honestly, a little surprised we haven't melted after 3 days and 100-degree heat index and hot sun. The boat parade and the ski show was our kickoff to our events. On July 2nd, we had our boat display kicked off the Independence Celebration at Nivens Creek and made its way to Windjammer Park. The scene on land was impressive, and just as impressive was the audience watching from the boats and docks along the water, all trying to catch a breeze. I spoke with Mark Prodansky, the president of the Carolina Ski Show. He said the show was one of their best attended events on land and in the water, with about 75 boats holding around 4 to 8 people. On shore, the guesstimation, 350 people. On July 3rd, we hosted the annual Uncle Sam Jam. The heat was turned up, but so was the volume. A real hot night for hot music. On July 4th was our big day. It began with our land parade, a true 4th of July spectacular. We had just over 100 entries, with several of those entries bringing multiple carts and trailers along with them. Between the sun overhead and the excitement in the crowd, it's safe to say TK was sizzling. New this year was Leaders of Tomorrow. This year we included a special kids event which invited children to color what they want to be when they grow up. We displayed these pictures in City Hall, on the walls in City Hall for everyone to enjoy. As children dropped off their pictures, they received a South Carolina 250 bag celebration, and which was filled of history with our state, along with a quill pen and some stickers. At 9 a.m., our parade stepped off. Let me back up, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. After we did that, we also invited new this year, with support from our staff, we invited all parade participants to join me here in council chambers to discuss the parade. This was a really special year, so we really wanted to build excitement for the celebration. Believe it or not, all entries showed up but 3, and I was able to call them on the phone and have a conversation. And I will tell you, I appreciate Chaplain and Charlie and Dustin for going all my quirky ways of wanting to do some crazy things this year. And they were like, okay, smiling it through the way. I appreciate you all very much. This year's Grand Marshal, Jim Arani, led our parade through the peninsula and back. The lineup gave our judges a real challenge across several categories, and I can honestly say this was one of the most exciting yet. Thank you to everyone who took part and gave our spectators such a great show and didn't melt in process. The Lions Fish Fry began announcing Christoph Halverson as the Citizen of the Year. Bob Constantine, treasurer of the Lions, said that their fish fry numbers were 20% greater than last year, serving 536 people and donating approximately $360 worth of leftovers to a food kitchen in Rock Hill. Overall, he said net proceeds were $7,132 for meals served, donations, and their silent auction. I say that was a successful event. Mayor Miller took the podium to deliver the State of the City address and cut the city's birthday cake along with TK's first mayor, Tony Terulli. It was a moment in time that will be held fondly in our memory for years to come, even if the icing didn't stand a chance against the heat. The city's annual fireworks show began with over 17 minutes. We enjoyed some of the most beautiful, colorful displays we've ever experienced. The only thing hotter than the day was the finale. Before I go any farther, I want to stop and say thank you. Because after 3 days of heat like that, our TK team of staff and volunteers truly brought the sparkle and the stamina. Chief Crosby and Chief Hasty, I know I'm married to one of you. Thank you for being with me every step of the way, from the first meeting to the last car leaving the fireworks site. Thank you. There is a comfort to know you have been my team member every step of the way. With nearly every firefighter and police officer in the city working in the heat, no less, we had 3 impressive, safe, and fun days. Parks and Recreation, my team, thank you for all your hard work setting the stage for those 3 days, from placing flags to grooming our grounds around the city, all while the temperatures tried the best to slow you down. Y'all came back for the Uncle Sam Jam, ski show, and the parade. Thanks for hanging in there and putting your best foot forward. And the city looks amazing. Dustin, the whole team, they are amazing, and I couldn't be more proud to show it all off to our residents and our guests. Dana and Finance, and Lori and Utilities, and Shannon with the PD, thank you for being such great hostesses for our dignitaries. They brought a class to our city like none other. I was super proud. Thank you to all the departments, utilities, public works, parks and rec for adding flair to the parade. It is impressive to see all your team's hard work on display for the community, so the community could celebrate you, and for you to see how your community appreciates you. Council, thank you for being in attendance. Having your support in the planning all the way to that day goes a long way. To the council members that came to each and every event, I appreciate you staying right there with the rest of us in the heat. We are so thankful for your presence and your support. Our volunteers calling this a community event is exactly what we're building, going toward our volunteer team as our volunteer team grows. Thank you to everyone who emceed stage entries, judged, and even served cake to our residents. Jim McBride, Cynthia Striegel and Todd, Tony McIntyre, John Korb, Heidi Schmidt, Angie and Justin Keskey, Cindy and Ricky Blas, Nick Kylan, my daughter Kara and her fiance Kyle. You have to start them early. You have to know what to expect when you join our family. Each year, our volunteers have grown stronger, making TK's signature event more efficient and more exciting than the year before. This year, they proved they can bring the heat right along with the fireworks. I would like now to ask Dustin to join me, because he's such a great Vanna. Thank you. The winners of our boat parade and our land parade. I did not see Jason walk in, but did our boat parade, Jason Toon, come in? Hi, Jason. Oh, okay, there we go. Jason, your boat was so exciting. You took us through time with your flags, from the Betsy Ross flag all the way to today's flag.
Thank you. Do you know which one it is?
It's in there.
What's it called?
Boat parade,
Best boat?
best boat.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
If you would stay by, we're going to have a group picture after.
Okay.
You want to stand right there?
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks, Jason. I just knew this year was going to be a lot of fun. And so most fun is I have to award to our most fun.
I'm just letting you know I was asked this at the last second, so I wasn't told what
2
I was
minutes ago.
supposed to do. Funniest unit?
Funniest. That would be Model A, TK's son, Mr. HYSLIP, and Model A. Please come on up here. Is this it?
Funniest unit?
Yes. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you, sir. If you could stand right there. We'll take a group picture. Oh, sorry. Okay. How exciting is this? This is George Washington crossing the Delaware. Best of 250.
Got that one.
Best of 250 is Paul Starkey's family, the Starkey family, and they were the best of 250th celebration. I think you guys brought the story with you. Thank you so much. Best group. Best group is fenced in. I've looked at for so many photos, but the whole kit and caboodle was wonderful. Thank you so much for participating. You all brought it. You accepted the challenge. Spirit Tega K is Carol's Ace Hardware. And if you know Carol's Ace Hardware, they are, if we need them, they're there. They help all of the departments have everything that we need to move forward. Thank you so much, Ryan. And the best golf cart is Tega K Live, and they are not able to come tonight. But thank you to everyone that came out and created a great event. Thank you. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, there's Carol's, and there's Tega K Live.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to our city manager report.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. For administration, our new chief municipal judge, Jeffrey Garris, was sworn in on June 26th. He's had his first municipal court date back on July 7th, and he's hit the ground running, doing a great job there. And our social media and information specialist, Gretchen Kelly, her last day was July 15th. She has decided to change careers and go into teaching. So we wish her the best of luck, and we look forward to introducing our new communication and community engagement director at the August city council meeting. So look forward to introducing y'all to him and for him to take us to bigger and better places with that. So under development services, Alderwood Development, this is down at New Gray Rock and Dam Road. They've installed all required stormwater controls, which will allow for progression to full site grading on that site. Permitting activity for the past month, total of 91 permits issued. Out of that, you've got 17 residential COs issued and 9 new home permits were issued over the past month. Moving right along into fire. Over the past month, their calls for emergency calls for service were 176. Non-emergency calls for assistance were 165. 0 school fire drills because it's summertime and the kids are out, and put them at a total calls for service over the past month of 341. Needless to say, they have been busy. We continue to have water-related rescues and responses with our TCFD group. They would like to encourage everyone to be safer on the water. Make sure you're wearing life jackets. And if you're not already doing it, follow them on Facebook for current events and tips. They've also had a couple of house fires this past month. Smoke alarms alerted the residents, so we want to take a moment to highlight that need. If anyone needs assistance with smoke alarms, please call the non-emergency number for the fire department. That's on our webpage, and they'll be happy to come out and assist you with your smoke alarms. As far as community engagement, the fire department had a station visit from the learning experience where the kids came over and they talked to the firefighters and got to explore the fire trucks and learned about fire safety at the home. The team also went over to the Lake Ridge Swim Club and had a nice fun outing and sprayed the kids down on the swim team over there after they had a big shaving cream war to celebrate the end of their season. And then Firehouse Stories. This last one, they were honored to have Keith Monday with WSOC TV join them for Firehouse Stories this past month and share some weather information and tips to get families ready for the extreme weather extremes that we've been seeing. So really appreciate everyone that was able to make it out for that. Training hours over this month, in the month of June, they completed 595.5 training hours. They also hosted a 3-day trench rescue course to learn proper techniques and procedures for trench rescues. Had members from Rock Hill and Fort Mill Fire join them for that. So it was nice to be able to host that here on site. And then they've also been doing some rope ladder rescue training as June kicked off the start of that process. And each shift, as well as volunteer members, received specialized training in reviewing skills and capabilities using new Ladder 1. Let's keep going. Police Department, staying with public safety on the PD's calls for service in the month of June were 517 with 34 incident reports and a response time of still under 4 minutes at 3 minutes and 57 seconds. 3 property crimes, 3,423 property checks, and 88 you could have been a victim notices were issued out. We had 0 crimes against person, and they were involved in 6 community events and 27 community outreaches. Traffic enforcement, they conducted 783 traffic stops. They worked 10 vehicle collisions and issued 84 parking citations. Unfortunately, we still have DUIs. They had 4 DUI arrests and 16 other arrests over the past month of June. Continuing on with PD, they want to thank, as Ms. Hasty just did, they want to thank the residents, visitors, volunteers, and event organizers for the July 4th holiday weekend, making it safe, enjoyable, and successful. They appreciate everyone who followed the traffic advisories and road closure information and event updates through the mobile app and social media platforms. The cooperations and patience played an important role in ensuring very safe and enjoyable celebrations. Their summer break scavenger hunt will conclude this Friday, so make sure you get out there and get that done, kids. They want to extend sincere appreciation to everyone that who is participating, and they want to thank the local business partners they've had with that and their generous support. Parks and Recreation, another reminder to get registered for fall youth sports. Registration wraps up Saturday, August the 1st. That will be here before you know it, so don't wait till the end to get signed up. Get signed up now while we still got spaces available. Dick's Sporting Goods Shop Day will also be held on Saturday, August 1st, at the in-store location down in Rock Hill. So if you've got those sporting good needs or any other kind of needs that Dick's can help you with, get down there between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You get a 20% off purchase coupon, and it's available. It's good for the entire weekend. So take advantage of that. Let's see. While the staff is recovering from the July 4th, they are still working on the next phase of installing the repurposed turf in the baseball softball complex down at Catawba Park. And they're starting their new park enhancement project as part of their park action plan later this month at Winsong Bay Park. They'll be selectively clearing some trees and installing some sod to create additional green space at that park and really sprucing it up. And just a reminder, Saturday, August the 8th at Rundy Park is our next Music in the Park night. So don't miss that. In Public Works, we've been fortunate so far this summer, but brush with storms and whatnot, but normal brush collection still continues. Just recently processed a lot of that brush into mulch out at our chipping facility. They were able to advance 2 stormwater projects, one on Bluebell and one on Callaway, and initiated investigations into 5 additional stormwater concerns that have come in. And they have been repainting stop bar lines throughout the Lake Ridge community as part of their enhancement to roadway safety and visibility. So that crew has also been very, very busy. And then last but certainly not least, our TCUD folks' progress continues on the wastewater treatment plant number 2 improvement project. Final installation of the internal tank components has been completed and painting has been finished. Startup of the upgraded facility has been slightly delayed and is now anticipated to occur the end of this month. The Utilities Department continues to monitor drought conditions as the region remains under stage 2 drought. Residents are encouraged to continue practicing water conservation measures. If it's not necessary, especially outdoor watering, just go ahead and turn it off. If you've got a fescue lawn, it's probably dying at this point anyway. Go ahead and give up the battle. Cut back that irrigation if you can. And just help us with those drought conditions. As we all know, we desperately need some rain. Some upcoming work, startup and performance testing on treatment plant number 2 will continue through final commissioning, and then once that facility is fully operational in compliance, work will shift over to the planned upgrades over at treatment plant 3. And that should wrap up, should be all completed by the 1st of October with all of those projects. And Mayor and Council, that concludes my report for this evening, unless you have any other questions.
Thank you.
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
trying to keep up with all the stats from police and fire, and I just gave up.
I understand. It will be published by Wednesday of this week.
Thank you. All right, committee and commission reports. I'm going to just start at the end there and work our way this way.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
FOLTZ.
Madam Mayor. Yeah, so for the Economic Development Commission report for the July 13th meeting, so during that meeting, Gregory Eason was approved as the new chair of the commission. I want to say congratulations to you, Greg. And Ashley Rabin, who has been serving as the chair for the past 5 years, was approved as the vice chair. So thank you, Ashley, for your continued service. The commission conducted a review of the last Business Connect event that was held on June 18th, and they're making plans for their next quarterly Business Connect event, which will occur on October 7th. They're discussing ideas on how to make TK as attractive as an environment for businesses to move into, and looking for ways to make it easier for local businesses to promote themselves. The next EDC meeting will be held in September. There is no scheduled meeting in August. And the commission is pleased to welcome 2 new businesses into TK that will be opening over the next couple of months. So we're going to have Boba QQ. So it's a boba tea, and it looks like a pretty neat place. So they're going to be opening on Hubert Graham Way in the Windhaven community in a couple of months. And the second business, Unique Boutique. They're going to be opening their business on Stonecrest Boulevard in the shopping center in front of Walmart. So we also look forward to welcoming those 2 new businesses. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Carter?
Yes, thank you. The Planning Commission was scheduled to have a meeting July 6th. Unfortunately, with the proximity to July 4th, a lot of people in the Planning Commission were out on vacation and hanging out with their families. So we did not have a meeting due to the fact that there was not going to be a quorum. That meeting has been moved to August. So nothing to really report.
Councilwoman Heather?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Stormwater and art jury did not meet this past month. We were waiting for appointments, which has happened, to fill our committees. So we're looking forward. I'm working with both Dustin and Ben to start getting us going on both those committees again now that we have membership full.
And for Parks and Rec?
No, we had a tentative meeting that got postponed as we look through updating our ordinance. And so
Okay.
we're looking at a possible August meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. We are going to move to public comments, and I'll state your name and call you up, but if you could restate your name, your address, and remember that you have a 3-minute time frame to present your conversation. Thank you. Mike Baxter, sorry.
Yeah, I should have been a doctor. My handwriting's not very good. But thanks, thank you. Here again to, once again, to
I'm sorry.
comment on. Is it not
Charlie,
on?
can we check that mic? Because I don't think it's picking up.
Hello?
There
There
you
we
go.
go. All right. Mike Becker, 364 Calming Way, and I'm here once again to, about the sediment in Nivens Cove, and just really to ask, about the, we made 3 requests at the last meeting. One was the DHEC, the documents and the DHEC permits and the Newland development. Second one was the permitting or lack thereof on the pond on the Miller property that was removed. And thirdly, has anyone from the city been able to reach out to a buck at DES yet to follow up on the issue? So we appreciate your listening. Would more appreciate if we can get some action and actually get some remediation on this issue. We've been here for years, a number of years talking about this, and the only thing that's happened is it's gotten worse. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa Pondreski.
Hi, Lisa Pronzinski, 564 Placid Court. Here again to speak about the Nivens Creek situation. As I watch the sizable Grove parking lot that is being constructed, I continue to be concerned about the amount and the velocity of water flow that's going to drain out of that massive piece of land there. What path will that water take? Is the storm drain system designed for all that water without causing further damage that's already been created with the existing creeks? I have a lot of questions. Who is responsible for the design and making sure it functions as intended? Clearly, we're currently in a major drought, and we haven't seen what any of that water is going to look like or where it's going to go. I mean, if we had a major rainfall tomorrow, I have no idea where all that water is going to go, other than into the creek. If history is an indicator, we're certainly not doing enough to protect it at this point. So, Mike mentioned several of the questions that have been ongoing, and those are open questions for myself as well. What are the documents from DHEC? What happened to the pond? How was that removed? And what's the impact of that now that that's been removed? I recognize that this isn't the forum for questions. You can't answer the questions. So what I really would like to know is, what is the right forum so that we can have a meeting and talk about what can be done or what we should be doing as citizens. We need to start planning for remediation now. We're probably late getting to the party on that. So really would just appreciate if someone could reach out and let me know how it is that we as a residents group can interact with the council and or other parties that need to be involved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Allison Scardino.
Thank you. Allison Scardino, 565 Placid Court. Also here again, just to reiterate what my neighbors have previously stated. We are getting frustrated. This has been being discussed, for years, like Mike said, with absolutely no resolve. Really not happy that some sort of meeting took place, I guess, about a month ago, that none of us were included in that meeting. The whole group really needs guidance for an appropriate forum to discuss our options. We're at a point where the only option we have is to dredge, and we need some assistance with a resolution to displace the sediment. I think that's at the top of all of our lists. We know that that's going to have to happen. And also, we're really concerned here. We're coming into hurricane season. We all know we have seen very large amounts of rain with hurricanes in the past. Any large rain at this point is obviously causing quite a bit of damage, but if something like that happens, our cove is just going to be decimated. So we'd really like to ask for a group meeting with all of us to be included to discuss our options and resolutions that we have to get something going on this situation. So thank you.
Thank you. Ashley Hill?
Hi, everybody. Ashley Hill, 12106 Baywoods Drive. I'll start by saying I hope the Nivens situation gets handled. That sounds pretty rough for the residents there. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight, I'd like to talk about numbers, although I hate math. Let's do it. Numbers tell a story. 71.6%. That is the reported decline in ridership that helped justify the ending of the 82X commuter bus. Every number deserves context, though. 12 is the number of times I personally rode the 82X. My mobile ticket would never scan. Each time I showed the driver a valid ticket, and I boarded the bus, went to work. So 0 is the number those 12 rides were counted. 12 rides, 0 counted. 80 residents have signed this petition. You may have the papers if you would like. 80 residents have signed the petition asking local leaders not to give up on regional transit before every option has been explored. 80 signatures collected in one afternoon by me in about 4 hours. People do care about this issue. $20 million, that is the approximate size of Tega-K's annual general fund. $28,800 per year, which comes to about 14 cents for every $100 we spend as a city. This wasn't a simple question of cost. It was a question of priorities. It was a question of fact gathering and listening. And it was a question of leadership and action. It was a simple request for a meeting. 8 is the number of times that I asked mayor and city manager to work with other municipalities and convene regional stakeholders to meet and explore solutions. And finally, my last number is 0. To my knowledge, 0 regional stakeholder working meetings have been convened to explore solutions. My request is simple. Convene that meeting and consider regional transit funding for the November budget discussions for the next fiscal year. Numbers tell one story, your residents tell another. Tonight, I'm asking for your leadership and convene the meeting, begin the conversation. Let's work together to make regional public transportation a part of next year's discussion. And help the folks at Nivens.
Thank you. That's all of our public comments. We are going to move forward to an approval of minutes. And if I could have a motion, please, to approve the minutes as they have been presented for June 15th, 2026, regular city council meeting.
Madam Mayor, members of council, I make a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes for June 15th, 2026.
And a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. Second motion, please, to approve the minutes as they have been presented for the June 24th, 2026 meeting, special city council meeting.
Madam Mayor, members of council, motion to approve the special city council meeting on June 24th, 2026.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next order of business is new business, and our first one is consideration of the introduction of the first reading of an ordinance to amend Chapter 2, Article 4, Division 2 of the city's code as it relates to Parks and Events Committee. Charlie, did you have someone that's going to present anything on that?
I can handle it for you.
Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
Madam Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion to approve the reading of an ordinance to amend the city's code, Chapter 2, Article 4, Division 2, as it relates to the Parks, Recreation, and Events Committee.
And a second?
Second?
Okay, I would like to open that for discussion, please, and just to do that as communication as to what this is about. Recently, we've restarted or reappointed our Parks and Rec Committee, and in looking at the ordinance that was passed in order to facilitate that committee coming back into action, we realized that there was a difference in how that was set up, in that it was calling for the chairperson of that committee to be a city staff, and also to have the liaison to be someone from city staff, and that is not the way that any of our other committees are set up. So the discussion has been that we wanted it to reflect, or we were asking to have a vote to reflect, so that it carries the same purpose as our other committees, where the chairperson is appointed as, one of the volunteers in that committee is appointed as the chair, and we have someone from council that is appointed as a liaison. So if anyone would like to have some conversation around that.
You covered it perfectly on that one. Yeah, it's
Okay.
to align with the other committees that we have.
Okay.
Yeah,
what it
and I
is.
think the scope is narrowed in a way that's going to make it more effective. And so looking forward to getting our committee up and running and making some suggestions to improve our amenities in the city. So.
All right, well, then I appreciate that. If there's no further discussion, I'd like to call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That carries unanimously. Thank you. The next item up for discussion is consideration of amending the management agreement with the Tega Golf Management. As that is stated on here as consideration for amending what we are, I'm not going to bring that up for a motion at this point, do I? We still have to make it a motion. Okay. I will call for a motion.
Madam Mayor, members of council, I would like to make a motion to I would move to postpone the pending motion until the August 2026 regular council meeting.
I have a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of postponing?
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Next item, consideration of accepting all streets and rights-of-way in the Trinity Townhomes development into the city street inventory. Hey, Nick.
Yes, good evening tonight. The developer of the Trinity Townhome development has petitioned the city to accept ownership over the streets and right-of-ways located within that development. The streets and right-of-ways have been inspected by the appropriate staff and are consistent with city standards. And our city attorneys also reviewed the documents that were submitted. To give everyone a brief overview of the process, this is standard practice. Once a development gets to the threshold of 75% CO in any given area, which Trinity was at 100% when they petitioned. But per our ordinance, the developer can petition the city to inspect the streets, and then ultimately, once they are up to par, meeting our city standards, then the city council has the authority to vote on ultimate acceptance. So I'm here for any questions. I included all the information in your packet for you to review. Like I said, our attorneys also reviewed, and our operations department has reviewed multiple times on site and with staff regarding the paperwork.
Okay. I'd like to make ask for a motion to accept the Trinity Townhome streets.
Madam Mayor, members of council, motion to accept all streets and road right-of-ways located in the Trinity Townhomes development into the city's street inventory.
And a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion behind that?
For the benefit of our residents, Nick, can you explain what will change once we accept it into the city's inventory so our residents understand?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently, throughout construction, the developer basically is responsible for the streets. Once, you know, you have at least a 75% threshold of certificate of occupancy, so you have, you know, homeowners in the homes, or at least the homes are acceptable to be occupied, then at that point, the city, given that the streets are meeting the standards through the inspection process, then the city would be responsible for the upkeep and maintenance of the streets.
Thanks, sir.
And at this point, I'm just going by memory, but I know that there's a certain point where the streets get finished. Like there's a layer that gets put in at a certain
right.
point in construction. So has that happened where that final layer has been put in place?
Yes, that has, and throughout each one of those processes, there's an inspection done by to make sure that the base is acceptable. And typically, I do want to add, this process would happen much earlier. As we all know, Trinity's been occupied at full, you know, 100% built out for some time. The gentleman had some major health issues. That's what's taking it this long for him to submit everything. But yeah, like I said, this is standard procedure. And to that, we have other developments that are not as far along, where our staff's periodically doing inspections to make sure that, you know, each section meets what we need to ensure the longevity of the streets.
Okay. And one of the questions, again, for the benefit of the residents that might be listening, one of the questions that I asked was, at what point do we start to put, money aside or think about an improvement fund to bring this into our budgets? And I was told it's going to be about 4 years before we have to look at any type of expense that would go into these streets. It's correct?
Yes, that's the information that was provided to us from our operations department.
Okay.
And Mayor and Council, one thing I want to say, the reason that this comes before you is the streets are already publicly dedicated on the plat. They're dedicated for public use. But the statutes put in there that the governmental entity does not accept it until they make a formal acceptance. And the reason why was decades ago, a lot of local governments got a lot of really bad streets. And that's why we get the bonds to protect, have the inspections, and then you accept. And that ensures that everything's done properly. So it's, the formal acceptance was put in to protect the municipalities. It's already publicly dedicated, and that's going to be the use. But if you're going to take it over, you want to make sure it was done properly. And you do want to have control of the streets.
No, that's a no-brainer. I get that. All right, thank you.
I just want to say, Nick and Joey and all the staff who put the packet together, thank you for the detail you provided in that, because it did help. This is my first time going through this one. So seeing the steps that the engineers have been checking everything, answering all of our questions that we had, so that we can also share with the public, so that they can have the confidence that this is checked all the boxes, and as he said, that we're in a good place to check off this final one. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, so I will call this for a vote. All those in favor of accepting the Trinity Townhomes development streets into the city street inventory?
Aye.
That carries unanimously. All right, the next item is consideration of a resolution adopting an honorific naming policy. And this is a policy that is tying into the recent naming of City Hall as the Tony Terulli Building. When we discussed it, there was a discussion about putting a policy in place that sets standards and guidelines on how this is going to, how this might happen going forward, because we didn't have anything that was in writing, and this is the evolution of that. So I will ask for a motion to accept the adoption of the honorific naming policy as it has been provided to us.
Madam Mayor, members of council, I make a motion to adopt the resolution creating an honorific naming policy for city-owned facilities or assets.
And a second?
Second.
All right, discussion?
I just want to say, I know, I appreciate that this was something I specifically asked for when we were having that discussion, and having read through it, I feel it did a really good job of covering the different scenarios in terms of finances provided, non-financial, it really does cover the bases. And so I do appreciate seeing this come to fruition so that we can have some consistency moving forward. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other discussion? All right, so I will call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries unanimously. Okay, so now we are down to our council comments. This will be the longest part of the whole meeting.
Great. Thank you, Madam Mayor. First off, I want to thank everyone who's attending tonight's city council meeting, and for those who are watching online. We certainly appreciate your engagement and participation in local government. It's important. Congratulations to the Land and Boat Parade winners. Fantastic. Had a chance to watch both of those, and the creativity and the designs, patriotic designs. A lot of fun. It was fantastic, so we loved watching that. Thank you to all the children who made the wonderful pictures displayed in City Hall. Fantastic stuff. I want to congratulate Jim Arani on being selected as the Parade Grand Marshal. Fantastic choice. And congratulations to Christoph Halverson for being selected as our Citizen of the Year. Good stuff. I'd also like to thank everyone who came out to enjoy and support all the activities over 3 days. It was phenomenal. Through the heat, from the boat parade to the concert to the morning land parade to the dedication for Tony Cerulli, the state of the city. Fantastic. We enjoyed all 3 days. We were tired by the end of it, but it was just wonderful. So thank you for all the residents and all those visitors from outside of TGK that came to enjoy those events. It was truly world class. Special thank you to Caroline and the entire Parks, Rec, and Events Committee. Wonderful job. Just fantastic, world class stuff. I won't repeat all the others, but thank you to all the city employees and especially to all the volunteers. Thank you for dedicating long hours in the heat. Greatly appreciated. I'd like to take a moment to recognize one of our city employees. This is the good stuff right here. So I received a note from one of our residents recently. He wanted to recognize the outstanding service provided by our utilities clerk, Lori Steiner. And so I want to read his note. So, quote, Jim, wanted you to know that Lori Steiner, the utilities clerk for TGK, is the very best government employee I have ever worked with. She deserves an award, end of quote. So that note was shared with our city manager, with our utilities director, the city council, and it is widely agreed that Lori truly is a rock star at her job. So thank you, Lori, for your professionalism and dedication to providing the very best customer service to all of our residents. Good stuff. And that is it for me. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Carter.
Nicely done, yes. So let's see, I will keep this one brief. I definitely will. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and everybody that's streaming online. Appreciate you guys taking the time to check out our meetings. I'd like to thank, we had a wonderful 3 days of 4th of July celebrations and all this stuff that was just said. Thank you, Caroline and your team, Parks and Rec, events, TGK PD, fire department, and all of TGK staff and the volunteers that made that happen. It is not an easy task to go off and do, and it was fantastic and phenomenal. I love the program for the Leaders of Tomorrow that was going on. I love that whole aspect that we just incorporated in that for 4th of July. So great stuff. Congratulations to everybody that won for the boat and for best golf carts. Tom, go again. What is this, 3 years in a row now? Is it 2, 3? Somewhere around there. Yeah, you've won a few. So congratulations, everyone, that way. Anybody that spoke for public comments, please know that your voices are being heard. And there's conversations about what you guys are dealing with. So just please know that. And we will answer some of those questions that were specifically asked this evening, and we'll take care of that. So just know that's coming. If you, this is sort of like a PSA type thing, if you have issues that are going on in TGK, please reach out to the appropriate channels and ways to communicate those issues going on with TGK. Sometimes it's easy to go on to social media and do community groups and post stuff, but sometimes it's a little bit better just to go straight to the city and go onto the website and file something, or make a phone call to someone at City Hall, or send an email to the city staff so we know and it's being tracked and it's being and it's going to be taken care of, because a lot of times our city staff isn't on social media community pages all day long trying to look at stuff. So if you have any issues, please follow those channels. And with that, see, quick.
It's a record. Councilmember Jones.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I will just ditto all the 4th of July nobody does it like TK. When I first moved here, it was June 30th, so our first big event in the city was July 4th weekend as a family, and it never fails to make me excited that we moved here. Our family actually comes here now for 4th of July, which is great. Again, to our staff, thank you. TCPD and TCFD especially, I know that weekend is a lot. I haven't heard anything about missing fingers, so great. And I heard great things about the fireworks show this year, so amazing job on that. I want to specifically call that one out because I heard some fantastic residents' feedback too about just the overall vibe, but also the safety and the way everything was executed, so we appreciate that. Just want to welcome our new judge, Judge Garris, to Gretchen, our social media. I hope best of luck. You know, I didn't get a chance to stop by and say before you left in your new endeavors, and I look forward to meeting our new staff member. If you haven't done the TK Police Department scavenger hunt, the summer scavenger hunt, it's really fun. Again, when we first moved here, it was a great way for our family to jump in and learn a bit about the area, but the businesses always have little treats, the stamps, there's a drawing. We weren't able to do it this year because we're going to miss a couple of the locations' open hours, but you still have time. I looked at all the hours. You can still squeeze it in, so stop by the lobby, get your chart with your kids, go do that real fast. The clues are hilarious on the Facebook page if you have not seen them. Kudos to the officers for being such good sports with recording those. My kids have watched the one with the cow 20 times today alone, and they want to know which officer that is because they're worried he really got kicked. If you don't know, go find the page and look at that clue. And thank you to everyone who came and spoke. Again, as Brian said, we do hear you. I know it can be tough to have a one-way thing, but we do try to follow up. And things move at a different pace sometimes than we would hope for, but I know everybody up here is working really hard to address what we're able to. And please be safe out on the lake. I know that we had a comment about that. The water levels are so low right now with the drought. Please conserve water every way you can, but please be wearing life vests. Please be careful. Some of the boat ramps are closed now. Keep an eye out. Please just really practice safety on the water right now. It's not safe out there. So if you are, be careful with your boats, be careful with your person, and do what you can. We'd like to end the summer with a little less of the water rescues and things. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, quick reiteration. Caroline staff, all staff, great job. What a weekend. Other than the heat, maybe do something about that next year if you can. Those George Washington costumes were not cool. Big congratulations to both Christoph and Jim. I feel great for them, and they both are very deserving. And then, of course, all the public that came out and had a wonderful time. It was great to see everybody out there. And I also want to say something serious that just eats at me. Everyone up here knows when you run for office, you put yourself out there, and people are going to say stuff about you. Fine. Welcome it. We knew that when we signed up. Family members, off limits. To make an allegation that family members of a council member committed a crime when they did not commit a crime is not okay for anybody. They're private citizens, and for someone to actually put online that a family member of mine committed a crime when they did not commit a crime is not okay, ever. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to invite everyone for next week's town hall. We have a town hall scheduled for July 30th on Thursday. It will be at the police station, the training room. It is an open opportunity for conversation. It has been in place. This is our second one doing the town hall. But we have a monthly meeting where we have opportunities for that back and forth conversation. And I have to say that it's been an opportunity where we have listened and resolved and changed a lot of concerns, and a lot of opinions have been heard, and a lot of direction has changed, and a lot of nuances have changed because of those meetings. So we would love to have you come join us on July 30th. It will be Charlie and I that are going to be facilitating that conversation. We have never put any type of restraints on what the questions are. It may not be an opportunity where we can answer the question entirely, but it is certainly an opportunity for you to bring it to us. We are doing what we can, when we can, to open those lines of communication, and I appreciate hearing from you in person. I appreciate hearing from you via email. I will answer them the best that I can. It will not always be the answer that you want to hear, that you're expected to hear, but it will be the best answer that I have, and it will be an answer that I stand behind. As far as celebration, 4th of July, amazing. Tega K is the best place to live. I just got an email that said that Snap something. I don't even remember who the people are that do it, but they told me that Tega K was just voted the #1 place to live, and what did I want to use as a quote? I was being asked as a realtor, not as a mayor. But it is. We are consistently being asked and told how amazing our city is, how beautiful it is to live here, how beautiful the people are, and how good our community is, and that is who we are. For a kudos to, we had a scout member here a couple of months ago telling us about his project. There is another scout that performed at an Eagle Scout project recently, and that was at one of our trails, and I will say it wrong, is the Linero Trail, and this was Spencer Wykes. And thank you, Spencer, for making that trail beautiful. So I have to go past it anytime that I leave my house. And one day I'm driving past, and I literally stopped my car and backed up and took a picture because it had been cleaned up. It had been bordered. It looked amazing. So Spencer, thank you so much for doing that. I didn't know that you had done it until I asked the questions about, actually I went to our city. I said, oh my gosh, thank you for doing that. And they said, no, it wasn't us. Appreciate it because you gave of yourself and it made something beautiful. I have a solution for the heat on the 4th of July, and that goes to our fire chief. You know how you spray down the kids? I think at the end of the parade, you should have fire trucks and spray down everyone that's going through that parade. And anyone that wants to join at the end of the parade and walk through that, I think that would be fabulous. Yes, I think that would be fantastic. Don't miss out on the fall registration coming up, and I hope that we see you guys on August 8th for the Music in the Park. That will be a Rundy Park, but I really hope I see you next Thursday, July 30th, so that we can have those face-to-face conversations. Thank you so much. I'm going to need a motion to break to go into executive session to discuss, let me make sure I get this right, personnel matters as it relates to the city manager's quarterly review.
Madam Mayor, members of council, motion to enter into executive session for discussion of personnel matters as it relates to the city manager's quarterly review.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. We are in executive session.